All right, welcome. I'm Cheryl Sayre, licensed psychotherapist in the state of Florida, and this is my friend Mandy. I know I should say her last name, but it's more like Mandy the Magician when it comes to web design and graphics. Mandy is an amazing designer who works specifically with therapists and people in the healthcare industry to bring their visions to life and help increase client engagement and turn people who just randomly stumble upon your website or actively looking for a website. She actually helps turn them into clients with the magic that she does when it comes to designing. And you do everything from websites to PDFs to graphics that could be put on Facebook. Like, you are the
Yeah,
magic woman.
thank you. That intro got me a little bit blushing. I'm
Oh my,
blushing.
it's
But thank you for the great intro. Thanks.
I've seen your work and it is amazing.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Um, so tell me a little bit. Well, I already know, but tell everybody else a little bit about your background.
Yeah, so my background, I come from the ad agency background. So right out of grad school, I went into a Hispanic ad agency in Dallas. And then from there, went to another agency based out of San Francisco. And then went back to Dallas working for another agency. And as of late, I've been working with a remote agency and also doing my own design services. So my background is all within the ad agency space, specifically on the digital side.
Excellent. That's why you know how to tell a story. I forgot to put my phone on mute, so I'm going to do that. Oh,
Oh, actually,
there
I
we
think I
go.
need to do the same. Okay. Mhm.
All right. So let's just get right into it. When
Okay.
people
Let's dive
come,
in.
I know, when people come to you or when they show you their website and ask for advice, what do you think are like the biggest, I don't want to call them mistakes, but I don't know. I guess we don't understand, or at least I know I didn't understand exactly how to take the words and turn them into what you do, the way you bring it alive. It's almost like an animated storybook when I look at some of the websites you've done. So what do you think people need to consider, therapists need to consider when it comes to like graphics or fonts or colors?
Yeah, so I would say when they first come in, the thing that I notice the most is there's so many fonts to choose from. There's so many colors to choose from, and it's just so hard. There's this pretty font and there's this beautiful color, and there's just so much going on all at one time that there's not really a consistency that really creates your personality. And on top of that, I think that the other area is really understanding who's the person that you most want to work with and how are they connecting with what you're putting out there. And if it's kind of all over the place and you've got like a wide net of everything, it's kind of hard to really connect with the people that you most want to work with. So I'd say that, and to not say mistakes, but just whenever you're in the DIY mode doing it yourself, you've got a lot going on. There's a lot on your plate. And so it gets hard to really hone in and know like what fonts to use and what colors to use and what pictures to use that really connects with those people that you want to work with, those clients that you most want to serve.
That makes sense because even when I've looked back at some of my own websites, oh my gosh, they were literally chaos because I did that. I was like, oh my gosh, that font is so cute. And 30 fonts and like 10 colors don't exactly convert very well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And it's okay to test and learn. That's the beauty about digital. It's a test and learn space, but there's a point when you just have to start somewhere and create a branding for yourself and start there and let that branding evolve for yourself based on what's working.
Yes, I agree. I agree
Mhm.
100% with that. So speaking of branding, um, I know I've seen some websites that have photos that I don't think have anything to do with the message. And then there are other websites where I don't even have to read anything. I'm just so engaged with the visual photos that I'm seeing that I'm like, yes, I
Mhm.
want to call this person. So, do you
Yeah.
think photos, what kind of role do you think they play in our websites?
Images are crucial with the online space, from your website to what you're putting out on social to the ads that you're placing. They are crucial, especially like really connecting. You know, it's a full picture from the fonts you use to the colors you use to the images that you use. You're really trying to connect with that ideal client that you really like, you want to work with them. So one of the things that I like to do with clients, and it's one of the like most fun things that I do, especially when we're starting from scratch or doing any form of redesign, is we create. I have a questionnaire that I have them go through to really identify who is that ideal client. Who do they most want to serve? That they have that skill set that they just like. They light up when they work with that type of client. Really identifying who that person is. And then from there, I create a Pinterest board where we're like a collaboration space where we're pulling in images from different sources and really trying to say, how is this connecting with Jenny? Just saying, like, that's the brand persona. That's the client that you most want to serve is Jenny. And Jenny has the story and you really want to connect with Jenny. So when you're on here posting images on this Pinterest board, you're really trying to connect with Jenny. Like you've given that ideal client that you most want to serve a persona, and you're really trying to tap into her to make sure that everything you're creating and posting is about that. So, like, for example, if you're working with women that are struggling with, you know, their quarter life crisis, then you create a persona around a woman. What struggles in a quarter life crisis? What do they do with their free time? What are the things that they like to do with their family? And you pull images on that, whether you're creating yourself with a professional photographer, or you're using stock images that you're purchasing, or you're using free images that you're creating a consistency across them, and you're making sure, do these connect? Is there some consistency in the way that they look and the feelings that I have, and who that might connect with?
Awesome. I love that. And it's true. They say pictures say 1,000 words, and words, that's my area, and words make you feel emotions. So, of course, it
Uh-huh.
makes sense. I love that. And I love
Yeah.
when
And
you,
you'll want your words and your images, they tie together. They
yes,
marry each other.
yes, absolutely. All right. So, what suggestions would you offer a therapist who wants to hire somebody to do graphics for them? Like, what are the five
Yeah.
things, or I don't know if there's only two things, but what are the top things that they should have in mind before they would contact you?
Yeah. Well, whenever you're in DIY mode, you know, there's a shift between DIY mode and I'm ready to hire a professional. It's like when you're doing it yourself, you think about it from when, like, your hourly rate. Say that your hourly rate is $150. You spend 20 hours on your DIY website that you're not super happy about, but yet it's something to put out into the world. You've just paid yourself 3,000 bucks, right?
Yes.
So I think that from when you're looking at it, you look at it in terms of an investment. And so what you want to do when you're hiring someone on that investment, because you think about it that way, right? Like, how much do I pay myself when I'm doing this myself? And what kind of value am I putting on this for who I'm trying to reach? And then the things that I feel like I like to look at whenever, one, when therapists are coming to me, but also whenever I have hired partners for any different areas, I look at, one, do they understand my business? Do they understand the way that therapy works and how I am working with clients and how personal that is? Do they understand that? Two, I think I look at, do they understand digital or do they just understand design? Because you want your website, it's a home across different areas within your business. It should mirror both online and offline. When they walk into your office, they should also have that same connection as if they go to your website. There should be like a connection between the two. So do they understand the consistency and the importance between online and yes, definitely should. They should feel like if they've researched you online and they've read through your blog post and read through your online and looked at your social, that they have that same type of feeling when they walk into your office. So knowing that there's that connection and that consistency amongst the two. And then also understanding branding and who it is that you're trying to reach. Really, like, do they understand, you know, um, your ideal client? Can they really understand and help you create a branding, or at least understand branding on how that ties into design and across your online design work? And then I think the last part is, will they be able to support me when this is over? Like, am I going to be able to be able to ask questions and have that support when we launch or when we complete our work together? Like, what does that look like? What's that relationship like when your website goes live? Because that's the thing, not only website, but your social and everything that you do digital, that is constant moving. Like, it's an ongoing, always moving thing. It's not a one and done. So
Yeah.
knowing that you've got that support, and what's that support look like, and is that something, making sure that I connect with the person and we can continue that work together.
Yes. I want to show them one of my favorite websites that you did, and I'm looking for it on your website and I don't see it.
Which one is it?
The one with the really cool header and the therapists are sitting on the couch. I think their office is
Lincoln Park Therapy. It's in Chicago. And it is Lincoln Park Therapy. Therapygroup.com. I think it's a pretty long URL. Let me double check the URL. Is it Lincoln Park? It's Lincoln Park Therapygroup.com.
There it is. Minimize us. Yes, out of the way. I absolutely love this website that you did. I love the way their logo is up there in the top left, the colors, the photo, like, this is beautiful. Even your boxes, everything about this website, like, is amazing. And the schedule an appointment button at the bottom. So how did you come up with this idea?
Yeah, this project was super fun. I even worked with their professional photographer. So I actually helped her with her branding. I helped her with her color palette. I helped her with I even helped with the therapist. They were texting me their outfits, like if it's consistent and does this work with who we're trying to reach, and just, the image around that. So we started out with, my intake form, had her fill out a questionnaire where I gained a lot of insights about her business and who she's trying to reach and what her goals are and her pain points and everything. And then from there, we collaborated, went into a Pinterest collaboration space where we just pulled in things together to make sure that we were all on the same page before we created and developed our branding. And then I spoke with the photographer, vetted out different photographers, and I was actually one that worked with the photographer to help come up with some, our shot list and everything that we needed and what it was that we were creating and how they were used online, and help her create her library. And then from there, I just built out the website and we collaborated together on the content. She delivered over content because I'm not a copywriter, but I definitely help from an SEO standpoint and kind of having SEO at top of mind and how that works. So helped her out there, and then created all of the pages, and then we tested it out before we launched. So that's pretty much my process throughout.
Yeah, so you worked with everybody in the group and their photographer, and they were out of your state, and you still pulled off this amazing website.
Well, I had a point of contact. So the owner of the therapy group, she was my primary contact. So at least that helped streamline conversation. And then we had I think it's a practice manager. I forget the term, but there's one other person that I worked with. So I had two primary contacts. But whenever it came to the photo shoot, I was communicating with the therapist on their outfits and the styles and what we were trying to connect as far as our colors and everything to make sure that everything worked with the vision that we had.
Amazing.
Yeah. And they were in Chicago and I was in Texas. So different states.
Yes. And then this is your website. And I know you have got, oh my, didn't shut off my messenger either. Okay, anyway, I know you have a special going on your website for therapists. Do you want to tell us about that?
Well, I don't have it on my website. As far as, I do have a post launch that I am still offering. If you go up to the very top,
okay.
I have one that's centered around I've got one spot for a website for web design. Go to special offer.
Okay.
Yeah, one more. There we go. Yep. I've got a special offer for one spot going on, and where I will help a therapist basically create what I was able to create for Lincoln Park Therapy Group. So create your online website.
Oh, that's awesome.
So after I launch, I always like to do a celebration. And this, this one had expired, but I am offering one more spot to start it back up again.
Okay. Awesome. And I love your reviews on here. Yeah. I have to say, out of everybody, and the price is like amazing. Like you said, if we spend 20 hours, that's literally like $3,000. So it's a
if your rate is $150. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Awesome. I love this. I love the whole website. So those of you who are watching or listening, you have to go to mandymarketing.com and check that out. And I'm sure Mandy will have more tips coming in the future. And gosh, I love your work. And I love that
you
work specifically with like therapists and social workers and massage therapists. It's everybody that's like on the health side.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep, that's right. And I do have some other offers that aren't on my website. So if you're curious about those in terms of trying me out, and if you've got like a PDF that you're needing for an opt-in, I've got some offers that I am in the works of creating. So if you are curious about those, you can email me at hello@mandymarketing.com. Mandy with a Y.
Perfect. And I will make sure that it's written out very clearly, because I know that recent offer that you had is amazing. So I think people do need to email you and find out more about that, because you definitely, I don't know, you come into this web space with this gift and an experience and knowledge, and you just put it all together, and your end results are amazing. They're just amazing. So, and I know some people are shy about, they think, well, I don't really have that much money and I don't really want to spend money. But honestly, at the end of the day, every day that you don't spend it and every day that your website is in it and people are clicking away from it, you're losing money. So how much money are we losing on a daily basis? And I know for therapists, psychologists, psychiatrists, those of us who use Psychology Today, it tells us how many people view our websites each month. Yeah. So if we're seeing, well, 1,400 people looked at your website this month and you only got 3 calls, maybe, that's not really good. So out of 1,400 people, if you converted 50%, we'll say that's really high, but we'll make it easy math. 1,000 people, 50%, that's 500 clients. Not that you could take 500 in a month, but even at 10%, 50.
Yeah.
And the website makes a difference.
Say you even convert 4 of them and they see you for say 7 months. That's easily going to pay for your website and could help you with your marketing dollars.
Yes. And 4 people at 1,000 views, that's only 4%. So it definitely makes a difference to have a website that converts. And
agree.
That's what your work does. It takes it from, yes, I have an online presence, to, wow, this is amazing. This is the person I want to work with.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right. So I guess thank you so much for all of your tips. And we are definitely going to have to chat again because I know people will be asking lots of questions. So we'll have to get back together and in the future do like a full-blown live stream where we go completely live and let people ask questions in the moment.
That would be awesome. I would love to help and answer any questions that people have.
Awesome. So underneath of this video, there will be a link to Mandy, her email address. And if you're listening, it is hello@mandymarketing.com, and it's Mandy with a Y. So MANDY marketing.com. All right. So thank you.
That's right. Awesome.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.